Hey family, Willie Mo Jr. here, and welcome to another episode of the Love You More Show, where this environment has been set up for people just like you and I who've been through hurts, habits, hangups, heartbreaks, and our journey to loving ourselves again just a little bit. Come on, say it with me, more. Family, I want to encourage you to subscribe to this channel. What this does, it tells everybody in YouTube world that this show is important and is adding value to you. And if you are a newcomer, trust me, just subscribe and I promise you're going to love it here. Come on, somebody. Before we get started, I would love for you to hear about my amazing partner, RX Outreach. Now, with this new beautiful bill, medical expenses and insurance has gone through the roof. But I want to make sure to all of my people that you continue to get your medicine at little to no cost. And that's why I partner with my friends at RX Outreach. So whether you've lost your job and you say, man, I've fallen on some hard times financially and I no longer can afford my medicine, or maybe you say I just don't have insurance no more because it just costs too much, RX Outreach will take great care of you. So head over to rxoutreach.org/Willie Mo Jr. or click the link in this YouTube or call this little number right here. Shaquan, put that number right there. Come on, somebody. You see it? Call it. Listen, we want to make sure that you get what you need. All right? Now, it's time for the show.
Love you more, love you more, love you more.
What was your biggest turning point in the industry that kind of shifted your trajectory? What would you say out of all the things you've done, what was the biggest turning point?
The biggest turning point would be finding a way to bet on yourself.
Yeah.
And at that time, to bet on yourself was all the times I was behind so many different people. And I end up getting a deal at Def Jam with my brother Sheepdog, who passed. And I've been trying to get a major deal. I've been out here, dancing and rapping all on stages everywhere you can imagine. I'm still independent. Mm-hmm. And Shakir Stewart, rest in peace, took me. He took me to L.A. Reid. Said, man, I can't make them drink the water, but you deserve to be there. I said, well, if you take me, I'm gonna get them drunk. Now you're talking about yellow slips all on my door because I don't have nothing. Choreography is over with. I left it. Acting is over. The time I was trying to go act, it was the times where people want me to come do casting and I didn't come because I was touring. Then I had my son.
Now you have a son. You say that you're living in hotels with the mother of your child. Mm-hmm. As a man, what does that make JeVon feel like when it's like, I can't provide the way I want to provide for my family the way I want to, and I know I got it on the inside of me?
A loser. That's just the truth. No matter of the potential that you may have in the mirror, right? When you look in the mirror, you see full potential of what you are, what you could have been, how close you are, but it's not real. This is important. In that middle ground of growth, for you not to and try, because nothing is guaranteed, right? Nothing in life is guaranteed, right? When you're talking about it, but what you want to do is be the best person that you can be before you decide to be the best person for somebody else. You have to do that. So if I'm looking at myself in the mirror and I'm saying, bro, you still have a little bit more growing to do in this area, this area, this area, and why you're doing it. Now, are you doing the work? You in the gym, same thing, training. Are you in the gym? Are you working on your recipe and your system? So that the case is, when you say yes to this young lady, when you say yes, you saying it from the deepest pathos of your heart, your body, and your being, not from your feelings. Mm-hmm. See, a lot of us speak strictly from feelings, and this is why we in and out of love all the time.
Hey family, Willie Mo Jr. here, and welcome to another edition of the Love You More Show. Family, listen, I am so elated about the conversation that we are about to have today. Have you ever had moments in your life where you think to yourself, God, where are you? Have you ever had people let you down? They said they were going to do one thing, but they end up doing another. Have you ever thought that you were at the pinnacle of your life and career and the bottom falls out? Well, the gentlemen that I'm about to sit with today have worked with the likes of 112, The Dream, and some of the highest level artists in the music business. In fact, At one point of his life, he was the face of the Atlanta Braves. Today, he's a rising star in the inspirational format. He works with some of the most amazing producers, and he giving us that knocking gospel music. He goes by the name of JeVon DeWand. What's happening, champion?
What's up, champion? Good to see you, man. Love you back, man. How you feeling?
I ain't never had it this good. I be telling people that. Like, so right now, y'all, it's the battle of the bling.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was gonna put it on.
You already know what happened. I remember I woke up this morning, I looked outside, and I seen that hat. I think it was peeping through my window, like, what my brother wearing? Just I ran over your house and did the same thing, brother. That's
man,
it.
literally, I said, man, I'm gonna go. I said, it's gonna be JeVon. He's gonna put something on.
Absolutely.
So let me put something on.
You did. It's
Well,
a reflection of each other.
So here's the thing. I like to do an icebreaker, and it's not this joke that people do, and then it lands late, and you like, what was that about? This icebreaker is actually what you and I love to do. It's called music. This song is called Turning Point. Check this out. Wow.
See, a lot of people don't understand the game, you know what I'm saying? There's no stability in this, dog. All you living off of is a dream, you know what I'm saying? If people don't buy your music, you don't eat, man. So it do get hard for you sometimes, you heard? I'm gonna tell you though, for real. Steady striving for stardom, wanting fortune and fame. On my face, I'm smiling, in my heart is pain.
I believe we all get tested, go through hell to get our blessings.
I promise at times I wanna break down.
No one understands me.
This time I'm going up, ain't going back down.
If you believe it will be.
Taking proper precautions, times is getting harder. Do what we gotta do to feed our sons and daughters. You wanted a survivor, then you got you one. You just told me to claim it, and that's all I done.
Living in my city street, nobody cares for me. Somebody pray for me, cause I got a destiny. I'm just a man with a dream, striving for the finer things. But this is my turning point.
I'm getting everything I want.
The name of the song is Turning Point, featuring my dear
Nice.
brother Tank. Major love to him. JeVon, you have done everything from choreography to writing music to even starring in certain movies. What would you say out of all the things you've done, what was the biggest turning point?
The biggest turning point would be finding a way to bet on yourself.
Yeah.
And at that time, to bet on yourself was all the times I was behind so many different people. And I end up getting a deal at Def Jam with my brother Sheepdog, who passed. And I've been trying to get a major deal. I've been out here, you know, dancing and rapping all on stages, everywhere you can imagine. I was still independent. And Shakir Stewart, rest in peace, took me. Yeah, he took me to L.A. Reid. He said, man, I can't make them drink the water, but you deserve to be there. I said, well, if you take me, I'm going to get them drunk. So he took me to New York, and I performed in front of L.A. Reid, and he went crazy, signed me, locked me in the building. All these things happened, right? And then, unfortunately, Shakir Stewart passed. And that was the biggest turning point for me, because I was right there. I was doing Hollywood with Jazzy Fair when I first met him. I'm on a Bow Wow tour. I'm, you know, getting chased out the buildings. All these things happened. I'm like, okay. And my music was still clean. It was called Hollywood. You know what I mean? And I was like inspiring the youth and all these things. And then he passed, and he was my A&R.
Yeah.
And then I got lost. I was lost in the shuffle. I'm like, okay, I'm doing this new show called Dreamland. It's on BET. I produced that show. I'm working right now. I'm the face of the Braves. I'm thinking everything is adding up. You know what I mean? I'm like, man, you go to the Turner Field. I'm the face of the Braves, the theme song, all these things. Like, yeah, God, it's happening. It's happening. Boom, he's gone. Now I have nobody to speak to. I have nobody to connect in Def Jam. I'm like, I'm lost again. So now I'm sitting here with music. I'm sitting here with, you know, frustration. And I said, man, I quit. And that was the turning point. I was like, man, I'm not doing that no more. So now you're talking about yellow slips all on my door because I don't have nothing. Choreography is over with. I left it. Acting is over. The time I was trying to go act, it was the times where people want me to come do casting, and I didn't come because I was touring. Then I had my son. So now my son is here, and I'm like, okay. And when I thought the turning point was to quit, God said this was the turning point to live.
Yeah.
Because as soon as I had my son, that was my new purpose and my new energy.
Yeah.
And that was the biggest turning point for me. Not just to have a son or a kid, it's because he gave me a godchild.
Yeah.
And that's the truth. He never left my side. He never wanted to leave my side. He always was there and hugging on me no matter what. And I'm talking about, I'm walking out, leaving. And at the time, the mother of my child in a hotel trying to figure out how we're going to eat, rent, no building, no car, nothing, bro.
So JeVon, to those people, I want to run the story back because a lot of people don't know that you've been behind a lot of great music, one of the most amazing choreographers, one of the pillars, in my opinion. When I first met you, they was like, oh no, he did the drink, he did the this, he did the that. And I was like, wow, like one of the pillars of Atlanta music scene.
Right.
You find yourself with your name in lights. As a man, you feel like it's about to happen and the rug is pulled from up under you. Now you have a son. You say that you're living in hotels with the mother of your child. As a man, what does that make JeVon feel like when it's like, I can't provide the way I want to provide for my family the way I want to, and I know I got it on the inside of me?
A loser. That's just the truth. No matter of the potential, right? When you look in the mirror, you see full potential of what you are, what you could have been, how close you are. But it's not real if it didn't happen. When I leave at that time with the mother of my child and seeing my son, I'm pulling away from, you talking about a travel lodge. We ain't just talking about a regular hotel, bro. A travel lodge, and you pulling off, and you're pulling off not to go to work. Only you're going to try to figure out how to get to work because you ain't got no car either. It's gone. It's over. So I'm like, man, Uber's not at that time. So you're talking about calling a friend to pick you up. So every time a person came and picked me up, if it was Sheepdog or whoever it was at the time, every time you rolled down that street, every stoplight was a transition stop to my mind that, boy, I'm lost. What am I going to do now? I got somebody depending on me, not just me. Oh man, what I'm going to do? I can't fake it. They say fake it till you make it. But how you going to fake something you ain't got? So then you might put these clothes on and, spray your little, at that time, maybe, some Sean John, some
little Issey
Miyagi and go to the clubs trying to network and do these things. And I say, man, I'm already watered up because it's the truth. I really was a master of Smokey Robinson, Tears of a Clown. The master of it. Because I walk in there, hey, JeVon, this and this and this and this. But when I leave out, man, I don't even have nowhere to go, bro. This the truth. Nowhere. Nothing. Sleeping in storage rooms. Then I get up and put the little clothes on. Same thing again. Hand wash it. Go back out. What, I got to network, though. I got to network. I got to get out there. So the people that I did touch moving into that space, I still wasn't getting any money because a lot of times I was giving my service to get in position. And unfortunately, when I got in position, it never reciprocated back to me on the level it should have or that I wanted it to. You know what I mean? So when you're talking about your show, Love You More, I am the essence and the definition of exactly that.
Yeah.
Through pain and trauma, bro. Like straight up. And this a new JeVon. I'm just taking you back to Vaughn, Hollywood Vaughn.
Yeah.
And you know what I'm saying? And you might go out and give love on another level to so many different people as you talked about. I found the dream. I brought the dream to Tricky Stewart. I had Esther Dean, Grammy Award winner, right, to Tricky Stewart. I brought, Rico Love sitting in the car thinking about writing a song because he would come over and rap with me. He was amazing. Him and the Kona Boys. And one day he was just like, I'm confused. I don't know what to do. And he wrote this song called Throwback, but he needed a hook. JQ walks out. I introduced that. Blue Cantrell, I find her and bring it to Red Zone. And the biggest thing that I realized is that at that time, I didn't know who I was and my value. I was just giving. And I bought into so many words that we hear all the time. Team, family, love. And I was really open to that because you're talking about a person that was abandoned from a childhood. Yeah. So anytime you came in my life and used those words, I connected to those words.
Yeah.
Because you're talking about a man that didn't get hugged as much. So any hug that I got, even if it was verbally, I'm with it. Yeah. So that's the breaking point of breaking a person's heart. Sometimes it ain't about a woman or a relationship. It's about the people around you in your circle. That's why so many kids can go and be in the Bloods and the Crips, because it's the true love, but really it's not.
Yeah.
It's just a facade because
Yeah.
you empty.
Yeah.
And at that time.
Hey, family, we're going to get right back to this amazing conversation, but I want to challenge you right now to subscribe to this channel. I've been told that 60+% of the people who actually watch this show are not currently subscribed. So that means that I need you to press subscribe, right? Leave a comment, because we want to let the world know that these conversations are making an impact all around the world. And the easiest way to do that is for you to subscribe to this channel. Go now. Now back to the conversation. Flat out. Let's run back as a child. Growing up, you from Atlanta.
Yeah.
And I know that your father worked really, really hard at the stadium. So you said there wasn't a lot of hugs and love. What was it like growing up as JeVon?
Well, of course, the same amazing story of most Black women having a single parent, you know, trying to make it work. And my mom can only give me exactly what she had. So it's no fault inside of this conversation, because my mom is a beautiful person and my dad is too.
Mhm.
But the relationship didn't work.
So they divorced or they broke up?
Yeah, so they didn't work. So a lot of times when divorce happen or relationships don't work, a lot of times co-parenting don't either. You're very blessed for a relationship and a divorce to happen, and co-parenting is still amazing.
Yeah.
So because you got to get through those feelings and navigate those feelings. And a lot of times human beings are not great at managing the feelings for the kids or whatever the case may be. So a lot of times, even my father, great relationship, I love him, but I remember times, you know, sitting on the steps and I hear him tell me, I'm on my way, I'm on my way, I'm on my way. And I pack my bags, my brother, you know, Mike, me, pack my bags and sit on the steps and just wait. And he never come. And it always broke my heart to say, and I told him this, so rest in peace, I love him. But I told him, I said, you know, the hardest thing for me to get over is the point you told me you was going to do something that you didn't do. I never told my son I'm going to do something I didn't do. If I'm in LA, wherever I am, Willie, and he said, you coming to my game? I said, I'm going to try my best. If I tell him that I'm coming, I'm coming.
I'm coming.
Ain't nothing going to stop it.
Ain't nothing stopping it.
Period. And that's what I got from my dad. And I told him, we sat down one time and I was just like, that's what hurt me the most, is because I'm a good kid and I'm playing football and I'm blissfully good. And I'm like, how do you not come to my game? I ain't on the bench.
Yeah, I'm doing something.
I'm doing something. And you ain't show up for me. So showing up is bigger than what most people could ever imagine, especially for a kid, because those are things that he or she has to try to get over for a lifetime. Yeah. And even rebuilding that friendship and a relationship, which I did, and forgiveness for me, not for him, but it's still in pain, as you can see, that if you reflect far enough back, then tears are going to roll, even though I'm healed. That was the toughest part, seeing that and saying, I was like, I would write a book called Around the Corner. Because so many times he told me, I'm around the corner. But that corner must have came from LA. Yeah. Because it never came.
So what type of excuse did your mom give you for your dad, or was she able to give you the comfort and love that you needed when that didn't happen?
Not at that time. You know what I mean? Sometimes, you know, you're talking about a Black, strong woman making way for 5 boys.
So just 5 of you guys?
Yeah, 5 boys. You got to think about it. I give my mama and any other mothers out there a true hand clap from the bottom of my heart, no matter, because I know how tough it is to raise 1. And to raise 5 boys, that is immensely tough. Yeah. So at that time, she probably don't even have the volume or the capacity to give me anything at that time. Because first of all, it depends on how you look at my daddy and what happened in the relationship, because I didn't know what happened.
Exactly.
So you can't give me that because you're probably going to go with the feeling. I can't really remember, but you probably go with the feeling. I told you, you know how most people do. I told you he ain't going to do what he going to do or whatever. And I'm not saying she did or not. I'm just telling you the other side. I didn't get it's okay, because it ain't okay. So, and if it was going to be okay, it wasn't there at that moment in that time. So you got to think about it. So now I don't have that. And here I have a a mother that is trying to give everything she has and everything she don't have to make it happen for 5 boys. And that ain't easy.
Yeah.
So my mama get all the praise from me. No matter what we've been through, no matter how many times you're arguing, no matter how many times I got put out, no matter how many times whatever, because also I was not the greatest kid. I was not the greatest guy because I was fighting the pain that I could not speak. And that's why it's important. The show that you have is to be the voice of the unheard, to be the pain and the passion. That's why I'm giving it to you, passion and transparent, especially for these kids, because you have pain bottled up inside, but you don't know how to say it. So you just sitting over there in the corner in the dark.
Yeah.
I've been there.
Thank you so much for sharing. Why do you think a loving God would allow you to navigate such troubled waters at such a young age? How have you turned what you had to go through into maybe a life lesson?
Easy.
More Love You More podcast after this.
Every day, people are forced to make impossible choices. Between their health and their household bills, prescription costs are out of control, but there is help.
The solution is RX Outreach. RX Outreach is the place for you. RX Outreach is a nonprofit pharmacy that's across the entire United States of America. No insurance needed, no hidden fees. So if the price of medication has been holding you back, baby, listen. Help is closer than you think. All you have to do is visit RX Outreach right now in hopes that you can get the prescriptions filled that you need. I want to encourage you to go now. Flat out.
Now back to the Love You More podcast.
How have you turned what you had to go through into maybe a life lesson?
Easy. We go through pain, but we got to find a way to make our pain our champagne.
Hey, I like that.
Right?
Yeah, we gotta make our pain our champagne. You
Yes,
gonna
sir.
hear that again. I'm gonna give you credit 2 times. That
I
third
appreciate
time,
it.
hey, I'm gonna be like, I
Done.
forgot who told me.
It's all love. We got to make our pain our
Champagne.
champagne. And through our pain, we don't know how to celebrate it.
Yeah.
Because in the darkness, you can't find it. Right?
Yeah.
You're sitting in the darkness and you cannot find it. So you're trying to make something out of what's tangible. Everything you hear in your neighborhood is gunfire. Everything you hear in your house is arguments. Everything you hear around you in the music and everything around you telling you can't, you're not, you're this, you're that. All you hear is death. All you hear is darkness. You don't even know where to turn. So as soon as the first person come in your life and say something positive or pro and give you any type of affirmation, you gone. Right? So what happened is something back then that I did not have. Even the people that I helped and didn't reciprocate to me, and all of these things that took me through those tumultuous times, I would be so mad and so hurt and I asked these questions like, why? And I ain't gonna lie, I questioned God 1,000, maybe 1,000,000 times. Like, why? I ain't did nothing. Why? And he never answered me. Never. I never got no clarity. And if I asked my mother or anybody next to me, they couldn't answer me either. Because most people don't have your why. They don't. So I had to go and change it and find and say to myself, why not? And that's when the power of the depression went up the ladder. Because I didn't know that there was a debasement in depression. So however low you thought you got, it's some under that. For real.
Yeah.
Where you got people, and I'm speaking for the people, man. Because now you're making me go back. And a lot of times I make sure that I put up cement walls not to go backwards. But it's impactful and it's important to me that I know it's somebody that's living in the present right now that don't know they're going to make it through or know how they're going to make it through. And I'm speaking for them. Because I'm not talking about motivation. That's not motivation. This is true life. When a gun is sitting right there, and it's easy. It's way harder not to do it. It's easy to do it. It's easy to say, man, I'm done. And you young. And you ain't got no circle. You ain't got no culture. You ain't got no boys and girls club. You ain't got nothing. And when you walk outside, all you see and you hear is the same thing, bro. So no matter what you do, you start looking for that love that you're probably never gonna find, because the love is actually inside of you. And until you do exactly what this show is, love you more, look in that mirror and start saying, I am worthy, I am powerful, I am sufficient, I am God's child, I am worthy. And until you start saying that over and over again, I start taking it. And most people in artist development, Jagged Edge, 112, everybody I work with, and they'll tell you, they would come in and I would do mirror work. And they would think it's for them only, but it was for me. And they'll walk in, I'd be like, say I'm a star. Say I'm a star. Say all these things in the mirror because you need to believe it. But I was really working on my reflection so I can know what to reflect. Because if I don't speak power into me and I don't believe it, there's no way for you to even believe the residue that comes with me.
Yeah. Let's talk about that basement moment. You said something powerful, that however low you think you are, there's something lower. Like, what was your basement moment that made you say, hey, man, I got to get up this ladder? Like, what was the aha moment?
It's so many different things. One, my brother Mike, he played, his name is Michael Cayante. He played more of a daddy role in my life than anybody. It's my older brother. And he always would be the person that gave back to me in some type of way. If I'm trying to play baseball, he the person that's in the house letting me throw the sock to him. If I'm trying to play football, he's the person doing that. So he always did that. My first car, it was his car. He gave it to me. You know what I mean? So all those little peaks of sunshine, I would give it to him, starting it first. But the biggest thing is the day that I walked outside, right? And my reframing moment really happened for me is I have a brother, and I know a lot of people have rottenness in their life. And this the part that does it all the way to today. My brother Rodney is deaf. He can't speak. He crippled. His legs don't work. All these things in his life, right? And every day I go to my mom's house to this day, I got to see a man with courage to crawl up the steps with a bowl in his mouth, crawl on his knees in the kitchen, cook his own food, do everything that he wants, need to do, wash his dishes, and then crawl down the steps again every day. And one day I'm sitting outside and I'm thinking to myself, how do you have the audacity, JeVon, when God putting you an example right in front of your face of real courage? And I'm like to myself, how do you have the audacity to be talking about anything when God has gave you an example? And I missed that example because I'm still sitting in my guilt. I'm not sitting in the gift though. And that's when I became way more aware and gifted when I started looking at him. So every time my back hurt, you and I talked about the back and you said, man, work on these things in your back. My car wreck, I remember everything and I'm doing it. So every time it hurts I just go to Rodney. And I'd be like, man, God, thank you, man, for letting me walk again. You know how many people wish they could walk again, move again, talk again? He's never going to get that chance, bro. And it changed my life. And every day to this day is my reason why you see me out in the street celebrating. Everybody be like, oh, JeVon out here promoting a song. He doing promotion. I'm like, nah, I'm talking to the promoter. This ain't promotion. This is God. I crawled on my knees for 6, 7, 8 months. Can't get to the bathroom, sciatic pains, all these things, crying, bent over the bed for 6 hours and 35 minutes in a prayer position. That's the only way it would stop. I had to get on my knees, Willie, and bend over to take my back over the bed at my brother's house, Dante, and sit there and just sit there and couldn't do nothing. I mean, it's killing me. Crying, I'm hollering, all of these things, and that's the only position. And you think God put me in that position for no reason? He put me in that position for the reason. For the reason, bro.
So when you look at the type of lifestyle that you've had to live, shout out to everybody. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. Deep conversation. Shout out to all the brothers who listening. I appreciate all your comments. Having that type of example of a father who may have done his best. You don't know what his father went through. What type of father did his example make you?
The greatest person to be the most transparent man that I could be. One thing about my father, regardless of any, and I don't even call them mistakes, life's lessons of growth. That's why I call it the growing circle and growing.
Mhm.
My daddy heart is amazing.
Mhm.
I mean, he gonna tell you, he can meet you one time and be like, before you leave, I love you. I love you. When he's at the State Farm Arena, he's the energy, he's the smile, he's all of that. So he gave me the passion and he gave me the courage to love out loud.
Mhm.
Because sometimes we just love, but we don't love out loud. Why it's very, they make it very awkward to say, hey, as a brother, man, I love you.
Oh yeah, we do that.
It's awkward.
Yeah, like, hey bro, I love you, man. I remember Dwight used to be like,
Yeah, it's awkward.
it took him a while. And now when I get off the phone, like, hey bro, love you, man.
Exactly.
Like, yeah, come on with that love.
My daddy broke that code.
Yeah.
It don't matter who it is, he's gonna say it. And he's gonna say it over and over again. And that's what you gotta remember is like, we're like laptops. You either download good software or you download viruses. Up to you. And then you gotta get them out. My daddy downloaded that in me.
Yeah.
You know, I love you, son. I don't care. Whatever happened, I did it wrong. Whatever the case may be, this happened, but I want you to know that I love you. I love you. I love you. And he'll say it over and over again. And he taught me how to love. And me and my son has broke that generational curse from the beginning.
Yeah,
There's no way that we get off the phone with each other and he gonna lead too. So that's the most beautiful part of it.
Yeah.
He leads.
Making sure that you verbalize the love and making sure he knows.
Quick.
Yeah.
Pop, love you. You the GOAT.
Yeah.
You the GOAT, Pop.
Yeah.
Not just me giving him something, checking on you. You the GOAT. Where you at? Love you, man.
Mhm.
And that's one of the biggest accomplishments of my life, because I got my son to be different than his friends. And then his friends be different. Like, man, I want a dad like yours, Pop. And when I'm talking to my son, they all want to sit around and listen.
Yeah, you talk to him like a man,
That's it.
like a human, like
That's
you care, like you pay attention.
Absolutely.
You
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey, son, I ain't going to force it on you. I'm not here to change your mind. I just told him this other day. I said, I'm just here to add something to it.
sing.
And if you add the right things enough, it'll change anyway.
Yeah. You have to, you know, when I went through divorce and, I often said I had such a grudge out of men who kind of turn their back on their children. Still do. If you don't take care of your kids, something wrong with you. Don't nobody in my circle roll that way.
Mm-hmm.
However, as I grew up, I learned to kind of understand that some women have the ability to choose words that can hurt a man so bad that without the right tools, he will literally like avoid, and those years will go by so fast because he's just afraid to face this type of aggression and aggressiveness from a woman. It doesn't make it right or whatever. Do you think that with some of the things you've had to endure inside of your family in terms of with the mother of your child or maybe women that you've had along the way, do you think some of those words kind of landed and it made you say, maybe daddy might have went through this? Do you think that gave you a heart to forgive him for some of the things that he didn't do because you grew up and seen, you kind of grew up and went through some things?
Right. Absolutely. I mean, come on, let's be real. Everybody want to talk like everybody's just the greatest gift to mankind. And we know that's not man or woman. And a lot of times we mismanage our feelings, so we mismanage our mouth and we mismanage our actions.
Right.
Okay? Let's just be 1,000.
Yeah.
Man or woman.
Yeah.
So, and like you said, without those tools, you're going to mismanage it. And sometimes verbal abuse, especially for certain people, man or woman, but I'm talking about a man right now.
Yeah.
Verbal abuse of things that you say to a man, he may never forget, compared to you beating him up and he had a fight outside and his, eyes black and then it heals. But if you hear the first person you meet is your mother, and that's the first woman you meet, and she break your heart, you're in a world of trouble. You're in a world of trouble. If the first woman you meet is your mother, and your mother break your heart, I didn't say discipline you, break it. If it's anything to the rip, you ain't this, you a mistake, I wish I never had you, so forth and so on. Those things right there would collapse a man. I'm telling you, it can collapse some women, but I'm talking from a man's standpoint, because you asked me a question, it'll collapse you, bro, because it'll make you shut all the way down. All the way to the taking care of the dog, taking care of the kids, all that, because we are not, as men, I say this all the time, and this the truth. I say women are like, not all, a lot, are like rubber bands. They bend but don't break. But a man, once he has loved and been broken, he may not ever love on that level again. He has to really go get the tools to do it again. So if my father has been through those things, it's going to take a lifetime to try it again. It's going to take a lifetime. And doesn't mean that he can be smart enough as you're using tools to say, well, hey, since I've been through it now, it sounds good, but she done talk to me crazy and this, I ain't showing up no more. I'm cool. I'm shutting down. I'll just pay child support and we'll talk about it later because I ain't got time for the headache. Because once you get to a certain point, man or woman, you're looking for peace.
Yes.
That's what you're looking for.
Boy, you look.
And once you're looking for peace.
Hold on. Where the bill went?
Yeah. And once you get the peace, and a lot of people don't know what peace really feel like. And once you get it, Willie, you like, boy, I ain't trading that for nothing.
For nothing.
Nothing.
What's going on?
Nothing. Money can't do it. Car can't do it. A woman can't do it. Nothing can change it because you like, man, I finally found it. I've been looking around this whole world for this feeling. And you think I'm about to let you come in here and invade it. And with that negative energy, and you see, I call it mountaintop thinkers and valleys. Most people like yourself, we visit the valley. We don't live in it.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? We don't live in it. So I always say inspiration and expectation cannot coexist. We inspire the best and they expect the best. We ain't the same. And when you get around too many expectations, it's going to dim your light and your inspiration. You can inspire because no matter how much you give, it will never be enough. And if the words are not, and they think men are not mental, women are confused if you think that. We are strictly mental. So you think we're just physical. I told a young lady the other day, we're not. We're actually visual, then physical. That's why people talk about what you look like when you're at home going to bed, because we're visual. Yeah. And we're also mental too. So after sex, I call it that. And then what? The first thing he gonna do is start counting down. Well, do I like her? Do she touch me? Does she this and this and this? She might didn't think in the beginning because he thinking physical, in a physical world. But after that, he going mental if he want to take you home to his mama, or he want to take you home and take you down the line to God. Oh, he's going to think on another level if he's a true man. Yeah. So men are very mental. So if that's the case, and I'm not talking about egotistical only, let's get that out the way. Everybody got double standards, but I'm saying, and stereotypes, it's not always egotistical. He's just a thinker. So if you could talk to his mind more than you talk to his heart, you're in trouble. Because I tell women all the time, I swear to God, you got a daughter, right? Mm-hmm. You got a son, correct? Mm-hmm. Love both of them.
Yeah.
But what was the feeling when you first had your daughter?
The feeling that I had when I first had my daughter, I think it was an overwhelming feeling of love. Mm-hmm. And I think it was an overwhelming feeling with my boys. But I think I went inward. Like I was like, I got to be a better version of myself.
Stop right there. You say that one more time? I got to do it?
I got to be a better version of myself.
So why would most women, not all, well, why would most women lose the little girl in them if it moves a man like that?
Why would they lose it?
Yes. So to become a woman, right, in these days and age, and you hear a lot of women say, I don't need a man. I'm independent. I'm this. But you just said, my little girl made me want to be better and go inside to be better. Mm-hmm. So when you find a woman that knows how to still be the little girl that you see in her, you're going to protect different. You're going to love different. Yeah. You're going to move different. Yeah. Because you're going to see vulnerability.
Yes.
And your natural thing that God put in you is going to say, protect, serve, you know what I'm saying, and do all of those things. It's going to move you different because she's speaking to your heart, not to your mind. Mm-hmm. You get it? Yeah. So your daughter's like, yeah, my son, I might rough you up. Come on, get up, boy. Yeah. But my son, your daughter only have one. I can vicariously live through people, right? Yeah. That daughter touch you and stick that lip out, you like, oh my God, I said no, but I'm going to have to sneak her this ice cream.
Yeah, because there's a level of vulnerability that she has. So my question now is like, of course, I want to get into a little bit of music. I want to just kind of talk about what you're doing now, what the Lord is doing. But I got to ask you this. You know, a man with so much wisdom, like you out of that basement now. I mean, your record went #1 with the Trap Stars. Mm-hmm. You're working with Jazzy Faye. It seems like in this middle ground of your life, God is deciding to like, all right, now it's your turn, right? You performed on the Stellar Awards. You're finally getting your just due. Like, does companionship is this still something that you will want, or do you kind of feel like, hey man, I'm gonna protect my peace at all costs, and that's not really something that I want at this point in my life, considering what I've been through?
Oh, absolutely. Companionship is definitely what I want, what I have, and someone that is beautiful in my life at this point right now. What you want to do is be the best person that you can be before you decide to be the best person for somebody else. You have to do that. So if I'm looking at myself in the mirror and I'm saying, bro, you still have a little bit more growing to do in this area, this area, this area. And why you're doing it now? Are you doing the work? You in the gym? Same thing, training. Are you in the gym? Are you working on your recipe and your system? So that the case is, when you say yes to this young lady, when you say yes, you saying it from the deepest pathos of your heart, your body, and your being, not from your feelings. Mm-hmm. See, a lot of us speak strictly from feelings. And this is why we're in and out of love all the time. Mm-hmm. Because it's feeling based. It's not valued based. Mm-hmm. And it's very hard to get to value. When my grandmama say, Joy, come in the morning. I know what she mean. God woke you up.
God woke you up. It's gone. Look at the feel.
Let me ask you a question first. Do you think that the speaking in the tongue is one of the most powerful things that happens in today? Do you feel that this is one of the most powerful things we have?
Yes.
Okay, we agree. Okay, yeah. Cool. So if you ever read the definition of the past, it says something that is gone and will never come back. Mm-hmm. But do you know that most people never read the definition of the word future? Mm. You know what it says?
What does it say?
Whatever you write down and whatever you speak is your future. Mm. So now let's take that. If we saying, and everybody that's watching, that speaking our tongue is powerful biblically, spiritually and worldly, it's powerful, and you agree with this, and you read and say, well, the future definition says whatever you write down and speak is your future, then wouldn't that mean that every time you get in your journal and you write your past, and what we just did, speak your past without, I'm going to tell you in a minute, and you speak it, you in the hamster wheel of why you're always in the present of your past and your future, because all you do is live it all over again. Mm-hmm. Over and over again. You live it over again. You be like, man, my journal, I've been through this, I've been through that. And then Willie, I did this. And now I'm living, and we can't live in the present, because by the time you look up for your future, you back at the past again. So as soon as a girl comes in Willie life or JeVon life or whoever's watching, if you haven't let go of the past and you've been talking about it forever, it's going to be your present and your future. Mm-hmm. The hardest thing is not to date, in my opinion, another person. The hardest thing about dating is dating yourself.
Yeah, I enjoy dating me.
Good.
Oh man, we like going out to eat together.
Exactly.
Had a whole table filled with stuff.
Exactly. And then breaking the generational curses, the traditions and conditions that were taught. You know what somebody told me the other day? He was like, yeah, black women are hard and difficult. I went over here, watch this. I went over here to African, found me a culture woman. I went to Germany, I found me a German woman. I went over here and found me Japanese, Asian, all these things, so forth and so on. And you would take that, depending on who said it to you, and you would apply it to your life, even though you haven't did it. Mm-hmm. And experienced it. Mm-hmm. You have to break that, because you already came in with a stereotype that a black woman has to work triple time harder to impress you, because you're thinking that all black women are difficult, which is a lie. Yeah. All black women are not difficult. Yeah. All black women are not, hard to deal with. Is there some? Yeah, there's some black women, some white women, some Chinese men, some black men, me, you, and everybody else be difficult at times, because we're human.
People say that white women say white men are different.
Exactly.
Chinese women say,
but at the time, if you're not the word aware, you would do that. I was that person. That gives you more fear.
Hey, I'd like to take a moment to let you know about a beautiful opportunity called the Flat Out Family, aka our Patreon community. Now, if you would like to see these amazing episodes a day early, you need to be a part of our Patreon. And of course, there's so much value that we like to add in our community. On Mondays, we do our best to make sure that you get the influence and finance that you need with my sister, Janai Thornton. On Tuesday, AJ Joyner is doing his best to give you job opportunities. On Wednesday, it's all about relationships. On Thursday, baby, we putting some scholarship money in your student pocket. Come on, somebody. And Fridays, baby, we do our best to give you some celebrity guests. My job is to add value, and my motive is to see you win. So join the Flat Out Family today by clicking the little link in this YouTube or heading over to flatoutfamily.com. Now back to the episode. Flat out. Indeed. JeVon, just as we land this plane, When I look at you, I see a man who is getting to the promise, but still fighting through a lot of disappointment.
Mm-hmm.
Not that we want to live in that past because we know there's a beautiful future.
Mm-hmm.
How do you get rid of the past disappointment when people may not have did what they said they were going to do? That you see these people get rich off of everything that you put in place. Like, how does one do what you said? Put the past in the past tense, knowing that there was a life that you had in your heart and your head that you wanted at that time that never came to life because of the mistakes of some of the people who were aligned with you.
The hardest thing to do is to be every day of everything that you've been through and try to forget it. You ain't gonna forget it. The brain is too good, right? It remembers. And every time you go through something, it takes you back to the things that you've been through that didn't turn out that well for you. But this is what I do. I don't just go to the gym. I don't call it working out. I call it training. I train my mind. I train my body. I train my spirit. I train my emotions. I train it. So I have to train it because if I don't direct my mind going to direct me.
Facts.
It's going to do that.
Yeah.
It's going to think for you. So what I have to do is going to do it. And it's going to give you bad thoughts, and no matter what. Because once you see a person, you do all these things you did, I forgive everybody that didn't do right by me because it ain't their fault. I'm going to say it. Dream, love them, proud of them, great. I was a vessel, and God used that vessel for that, right? You know, Esther Dean, you know, Tayo Cruz, all these people that I worked with and did anything for that. I understand now, and I'm going to be clear. I do understand why Tina Turner told Ike, you can have everything, just give me my name. Because I work for that. And I feel like anybody that comes in your life, and I'm going to answer your question, anybody that comes in your life, like what you're doing now on your platform, Kerry Douglas and what he's doing in the music, and Jazzy Fair and Gas Money, and anybody that's spending time with you, unwrapping their gifts with you, spending money on you, you should throw them a parade. That's how thankful you should be. I mean, it's hard to get motivation, activation from a person that ain't been you. I've been there. Yeah. I've been a walking miracle. 5 blood clots in my lungs. My brother died from it. I've been where my car shot up 32 times and I'm still here. I've been crawling on the ground and I'm still here. I've been to jail. I've been counted out. I done been wanting to murder myself. I done been done all of that, and I'm still standing right now today talking to you in power. Yeah. Because I decided that God wasn't done with me and he wasn't through with me. And you know what's amazing? I gotta say this for everybody out there. Like, I really don't want people to keep shaping your life. You got to shape your life. There's a difference. They taught me out of my faith because I grew up in the church. I was in the talent shows. I sung in the choir. And it's amazing because I knew church very well. I just never knew God.
Sure.
I'm going to sit there for a second. I knew church very well. I just never knew God. He knew me. 5th grade, Miss Milton to tell you, what you going to be, JeVon, for, career day? I said, Noah, in the 5th grade. I'm thinking it's about animals. She seen me years later. She's like, no, it was God talking to you. It wasn't about animals. Because that's my serving. And I always say, if serving is beneath you, then leadership is beyond you. So all we doing, Will, is playing tennis because all we do is serve. Yeah. So in that serving sometimes it's going to be painful if you think that you don't supposed to be used. So in all those cases that I talked about, I didn't understand that I supposed to be used. I'm just not going to be misused. And it's only one word that I am today than I wasn't then. Aware. Go ahead.
Hey, man. So listen, I like to put a bow on this thing, and today is no different. I think you get an opportunity to really see that pain can't really define who you can be. What you don't know is that, in the gospel music industry, JeVon is making ripples, man, and just really shaking things up. And it's like, it's not what they're used to, but it's who exactly he is called to be. And so my challenge to you on the other side of the camera, the question becomes, are you going to waddle in where you were, or are you going to move forward into the purpose that God has called you to? Like, the transparency that you experience today is something that God wants to use in your life as well. African-American people, specifically you, I know all types of people watch this show. I know that many of us, we are taught to be ashamed. You hold your secrets of your family close to your chest. But now in this particular time in our life, I think we really have to lean onto the word of God when he says that people are overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the word of our testimony. The one thing that I've learned is that when we say the blood of the Lamb, and this may shake some people up, like the blood of the Lamb, my brother Nate and I were talking about it, the blood of the Lamb and the word of our testimony. Those two are equally important. Your testimony and the blood of the Lamb, meaning the covering of Jesus, and your testimony are equally important. And I think it's time for you to stop polishing it up, dressing it up, in hopes that you can make somebody else feel better about what God put you through. I want you to think about it like this. If you are a loving father and you are training a football player, and somebody asks that little football player who later becomes an NFL star, how'd you get there? And they say, man, glory to God, glory to my father. Like, no, I want to get into what happened. And you don't tell the good part and the bad part. You do an injustice to the people who are attempting to learn from you. Mm-hmm. And I think church in this culture has become so used to giving this beautiful story that people can't live up to. And you've just done a disservice to the body of Christ and people at large. What I heard today was transparency. And my challenge to you is not to be ashamed of your story. Because in this case, the blood of the Lamb and the word of your testimony are equally important to bring people back into the kingdom of God. You've been through something, and people deserve to know it because you don't look like what you've been through. Don't forget to love yourself.
Love you more, love you more, love you more.